This week on The Grind, warm and windy is the name of the game. The weather doesn't stop us, and we have some great hunting in Western Nebraska.
I yearn for a place to call my own. I'm going home. Say what you will, I'll be better for it still. I've been wondering what you're doing with your time, just to get you off my mind. I'm in the grind.
The Grind Waterfowl TV is brought to you by Dakota Decoy, premium gunning decoys for demanding hunters. Lucky Duck, masters of deception. Rio, official ammunition of The Grind. Share the experience. Mud Buddy, the king of mud motors. Excel, the boat to own. Cornerstone Gundog Academy, the world's most accessible online retriever training program. High Mountain Seasonings, handcrafted jerky, seasonings, and meat processing tools. Sitka Gear, turning clothing into gear. Alps Outdoors, exceed your expectations. Benelli, simply perfect. And these fine sponsors. This segment is brought to you by Mud Buddy and Excel Boats.
Well, we are back in Scottsbluff, Nebraska with Angel Wing Outfitters, kind of our go-to January place. And Max and Sean and myself are on about a 10-day-in-a-row run here. We're like walking wounded, but finally got Tim back in the blind, back in the mix. He's been kind of absent.
It's been a while.
Yeah, but we're pretty excited. We're doing a Platte River hunt this morning, and we brought 3 dozen of our new lesser floaters. And the cool part about them is they're pretty small. Like, there's 3 dozen decoys in there in the back of that truck with a whole bunch of other hunting gear. Those decoys have been all over the country in my Suburban. So a pretty cool new little decoy we're pretty proud of. But I gave Tim a hard time this morning. He said, we're hunting the river. And I said, yep. He says, I knew I should have brought my waders. You're right.
I'm smarter than I look.
You are.
We got all the decoys set. Now it's time for the motion. They always get set up last, but some days it can be the most important piece of it all. We're gonna set out our Super Goose flappers, and these aren't synced to a remote. We lost one of the remotes. We got a new remote here, so turned it on, and it's just a simple process of programming it. There you go. So this is going to be, we're going to use these today on a sandbar on the Platte, and should be really interesting to see how the birds finish around these. We've had some guys using them on the river, and they've worked really well for them, so we're excited to use them out here.
Pretty excited this morning. Live in South Dakota, hunt the Missouri River all the time, but never been on the Platte River. My first time ever on this river. We put out a nice spread of decoys. They've been killing honkers and ducks in here, and it looks good. Walk around that river, nice rocky bottom. It's pretty cool.
As the sun slips into the sky, so do the first ducks of the day.
One of our favorite spots to go in January is Western Nebraska. And we've made it the last few years out there. And they have the Platte River out there. They have great field hunting. And it's a little mecca late in the year. Most of the seasons are closing in other areas of the country, but Western Nebraska is still open. So this first day, the guys had found a wad of birds on the river, and there was a great big blind set up there. Got a beautiful spread of decoys out and just sat and waited it out.
did I miss him?
Somebody said, get him, I didn't see him.
Oh, you didn't see him? These rivers, the Missouri River's a lot the same. I mean, there's a lot of current out there. This one's churning somewhere between 7, 8, 9, 10 miles an hour. We just had some ducks land just downstream. They're sitting down there, and these rivers create eddies, which basically the current swirls around something and basically is running back upstream. And it's kind of cool to watch these ducks land. They found that eddy right away. They're just sitting over there in calm water, enjoying the sunny day.
This segment is brought to you by Rio Ammunition.
Here. Threes. Great.
The sun was up and the wind was roaring. That high wind would hopefully get the birds down in the river bottoms.
Attaboy. Is that left strong side, Kevin? Attaboy, that's why I put you down there. Well, Kevin Wolverton, he doesn't miss very often. We got him last year missing a good one, but he just cleaned up on us there.
He's our cleanup
He's
hitter.
our cleanup hitter.
The Platte is known for cold, snowy late-season hunts, not warm and mild conditions. Regardless, we were off to a good start.
Right there.
Single hunter.
Get him.
We were protected down in these trees. We knew the wind was blowing. We could see the trees, the big trees, moving around a little bit, but we didn't realize how windy it actually was till we got out of these trees. I think we had 30, 40 mile an hour winds that day with gusts of 50.
Kill him.
We are in Scottsbluff with Angel Wing Outfitters, and it is howling. We're on the Platte River. We've got constant winds of 30, and they say there's going to be gusts of 60. So we're just waiting the ducks out. And when we do see ducks, we're picking up 1 or 2 up because they want to get out of this wind. But we're huddled down in this blind trying to stay out of the wind because it is howling.
Good shot, boys.
Well, we're picking away at them.
Come back to us.
It is howling. We've had decoys blowing away. Full bodies tipping over. I think we got everything secure.
What's the wind right now?
The wind is constant, 30 with gusts, they're saying up to 60. And we just had a little whirlwind, had to be 60 come through. It blew over about 6 full bodies all at once. We had tumbleweeds going through the floating decoys. It's interesting.
Ducks can't hear calls.
Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Good shot. I say, don't make me come up.
Been so long. Ooh, that one's moving fast.
Yeah, it's pretty common for January though. You get a lot of singles. They're all broke up. It's starting to pair up, so you get singles and doubles, and that's what's happening today for us here. But it's been cool. The ones that are doing it right. They want to get out of this wind, gusting to, who knows, 40, 50 miles an hour.
We had Sean that day outside the blind filming, and Max was in the blind with us, and it was a cold, windy day, sun was out, and people get a little sleepy in the blind, and we weren't paying attention, and Sean hollered at us to shoot the 2 widgeon.
Kill those! Kill them!
Well, none of us saw the widgeon, but probably the 2 best ducks we had all day. But it was a great day. We actually did really well on the river, which was cool for us because we're all river hunters. We like water. We shot quite a few ducks, shot a couple honkers, got picked up, went to regroup for day 2.
This segment is brought to you by Lucky Duck Premium Decoys.
Day 2 in Nebraska, we'd been out scouting, and for some reason we found this pond that actually had some open water in it. and it was kind of between two big roosts, and we decided to give it a shot.
What a crazy season we've had so far. You know, it got super cold early in October throughout the United States, and then all of a sudden November was like September weather. We're sitting here in Western Nebraska, and yesterday was 60 degrees. Today's going to be a little cooler, but probably still in the mid to upper 40s. Now we're hunting a water hole that's got ice around it. So just crazy weather patterns this year, which has really messed with the birds. But you got to adjust and adapt, and that's what we've been trying to do. And we're looking forward to an awesome day today. We're thinking, put these two of them together, two of the X-blinds together. Might have to cut a tree branch down or something.
We'll shoot around it.
Unreal. Got birds everywhere. Setting up day 2, Western Nebraska. It's gonna be a good hunt this morning.
If we get like 2 or 3 or 4, then we're all gonna shoot. Bill, you calling the shot?
I'll call it.
Single, okay? That's Drake.
Come get him. Thank you, Ricky. Good shot, Ricky.
Thanks. Thank you.
He's dead.
The pond was deep, so we had most of the decoys in pretty tight to us. And there was an ice shelf there too, so we kind of went right to the edge of the ice shelf with the decoys, and then we actually had some sleeper shells up on the ice. And we all got in there, and it started happening pretty quick.
Watch this single.
Who's shooting him? Tom? Bill?
Wah, wah, wah. Here, let's change guns.
You want to?
Yeah, because I'm used to that one.
That's fine.
You get the pretty one.
See what happened there, Max? Max, you see what happened there? So he hands me an empty gun. I hand him a full one because he whiffed right out the gate. There's no defense on whiffing.
Two from the left, bombing. Right in front. Kill those ducks.
Nice
shot.
Tom. Nice shot, Tom. Really wish I hit some 4s right now.
I redeemed myself. Hey, let's count these. I haven't loaded. Let's count them. 1, 2. Proof.
It's dead.
That got him turned a little bit. Well, they're just gaining altitude.
Two bombing in from the left. Two bombing in. This time. He's dead. He's graveyard dead.
Hey, Red's got the launch perfected, Barton. Nice shot, Bill.
Thanks.
It wasn't easy.
No, it was not easy.
All that pressure, I was ready to give it to you, you know.
The tree.
Yeah.
Hey, Barton. Yeah, buddy. Notice how I moved you out of the killing hole and myself into it? Kill him, boys. Good shot.
So this was a pretty cool hunt too, because Barton Ramsey from Southern Oak Kennels joined us. He had 2 or 3 of his dogs with him, and that morning I know we had Red with us, and we didn't have Max, and I believe it was Bubba. So we had 2 of Barton's dogs with us. Just a tip, water's hard on dogs, and it's very evident when you see these dogs get in this water that's probably honestly 26, 28 degrees. If you can get a vest on them, we had 2 dogs that day, so Barton was actually rotating the dogs for retrieves. Try and keep your dog dry. I usually try and keep a towel there in the boat with, I'd towel dry Max down a little bit, pat him dry, get that water off their skin, then they're good to go. But take good care of your dogs, and Barton did it. That's why he brought 2 dogs with us. So took turns with the dogs. First time I got to hunt with Red, pretty impressive animal. Great looking dog, so it was fun.
Read it.
Could have just whacked it.
I never saw it. If you got a shot, shoot it, Ricky. If you see one like that, shoot it. I never saw it. Get ready. Get him, boys. Now get him. Good shot.
Bill,
Yes, sir.
you're not getting this gun back.
Fortunately, you got to fly.
Well, this it's an M2. I'll tell you what. This thing shoots darts.
Pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's singles or pairs.
Pair of singles. Oh, look at this.
Get ready. Got him?
Ooh, that ice hurt bad.
Oh, thanks for putting a cattail right in front of me. A fuzzy one.
Hey, are you guys catching on a trend here? When he whiffs, he starts blaming. Yeah, I seen it. How many shells you got in there, Bill?
I got 1 shell.
Oh, I got 3. 3 to put in.
Josh here, and this is the Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy training tip. So today what I want to talk to you about is transitioning to hunting, or getting ready to get your dog out there hunting. So as the season approaches, you want to make sure that your dog's prepared, and there's a few things that you can do to that. You can make sure that your dog is prepared by introducing them to the decoys, making sure that they've been introduced to gunfire properly, and making sure that they have all the fundamental skills that a great gun dog needs. Another thing that you can do is do your best to find areas that are going to be similar that you're hunting in and train in those areas. You don't want to get out there to the blind on the first day taking your dog hunting and it's the first time they've ever seen that type of thing. If you can get your dog out to a place like that beforehand, your dog's going to be a whole lot more prepared and your first hunt is going to go much better than it would otherwise.
This segment is brought to you by Dakota Decoy.
Two new ones joining them. Watch this pair. Get ready. Get them, guys.
Billy just wiped it up.
He was.
Wow. Turned him inside out.
I just kind of wait and clean up.
Turned into a nice little goose shoot there, boys.
Oh, that's better.
Single duck, single duck.
I can't, I got a tree here.
The singles and pairs often associated with January duck hunting were working consistently, and it was making for a slow and steady gentleman's hunt.
So we're out here and birds are just starting to roll in on this water. It's cold, real cold. It's supposed to be fairly warm today, but it's cold this morning. We had ice. The ducks are just centering up right over the decoys. Actually have geese coming over the decoys. So we're about 50-50 on ducks and honkers right now and having a blast.
Okay, I'm done. Someone should come down in this corner.
We are on day 2 in Western Nebraska with Angel and Outfitters, And we're just kind of picking away at 1s and 2s on these mallards, but they are actually hovering over the decoys, and it's cool. I'm done. We're gonna move some guys down into the killing hole. That was my hole. So we're gonna move some guys around here. But the ducks they're doing it right. It's pretty cool seeing orange feet drop.
Right in front, right in front. Get him. Good shooting, guys.
I don't know, we've probably shot 15 to 20 birds this morning, a little mix of ducks and geese, so we're just gonna wait for them to kind of trickle back this afternoon, having a little pizza break here up at the pole barn, and hoping for a good afternoon, but we're gonna stick it out here and see what might happen this afternoon.
Next week on The Grind, we finish out day 2 on the pond, then head out to a bean field for traffic honkers.